Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be making bread again. I'm going to try to get it right this time. We will be we'll be baking the bread in this Dutch oven, which works out quite well for us. And when we bake bread, we like to use bread flour, and we mix the bread flour with a little bit of whole wheat flour, and I highly recommend that. We like the bread flour because it has a higher gluten content. I've got the mixing bowl here in the sink because it's got hot tap water in it, and I like to pre-soak it in tap water, hot tap water, because it takes the chill out of the mixing bowl. It's made out of metal, and during the overnight it becomes quite chilly in the house. So I always like to take the chill off by putting hot water in it. When I make bread, I like to use 900 grams of this bread flour. And 100 grams of the whole wheat flour. We'll be using water that's about 92, 94 degrees. It's a little bit warmer than normally would, but the kitchen is only 60 degrees because we just got the wood stove going. So we're going to use water that's a little bit on the warmer side. And I'll be using 700 grams of this water so far. Okay, so 700 grams of water for now, just to get the flour initially hydrated. Into the 700 grams of water, we're going to put our leaven. I made this leaven last night. I was too tired to video it for you, but the leaven is made out of 200 grams of flour and 200 grams of water and a tablespoon of my sourdough starter. So all of the leaven goes into the water. So I wanted to show you the leaven floating in the water. You need to make sure that it floats. That's one of the tests of a good leaven, is that it floats, which this certainly is doing. Into that we'll add our flour. Okay, the auto lease section is over now, so I'm going to add the salt and the last bit of water. So it's 20 grams of salt and 50 grams of water, and then I'm going to give it its final mix. Alright, the mixing is finally done. I gave it a lot of time on the stand mixer. I usually, or rather I should say, in the past I've always mixed my bread doughs by hand, and I enjoy doing it. And if this were just a one loaf batch, I might still mix it by hand, but because this is a 2 loaf batch of dough, and I know that the stand mixer can do a much better job than I can, I just go ahead and use it. I would have gotten tired long before this was ready. I like to put the dough in this acrylic kind of a container that I got at the restaurant supply store. Metal containers, mixing bowls, tend to get cold, whereas this acrylic container, I think it does a really good job of keeping the right temperature for me. Bread bakers often talk about window pane. There's your window pane right there. The dough is holding together really well. I've transferred the dough to this container now, so I'm ready to put this up in a good warm spot. What better place than the top of the wood stove? With this bread dough, we have to do 4 sets of folds, or some people call them turns. The dough is sticky, so you want to make sure that you wet your hand. I just have a thing of water nearby. And you just dip your hand in. I try to get on the side of the container. Try to reach as much of it as you can. Lift it up and fold over itself. I turn the container 90 degrees and do it again. Wet my hand again. Up and over and tuck. One more time and that's it. Up, over, and tuck. So that was the first set of folds. I'll put the lid back on and put it back up in the warm spot. And in a half an hour, I'll come back and do the second set. There will be 4 sets total.
I don't think so.
This is the 4th and final set of turns.
We have to be gentle.
Yep.
Okay. Slide away. Okay. That's good. We've just poured the risen dough out of its container, and we poured it out onto a floured surface into 2 rounds. And
Actually, an unfloured surface.
Unfloured
You
surface.
put flour on the dough.
That's right. The flour goes on top, and you'll see why.
And we forgot to show them how much it rose in the container. We got involved in making Oreo cookies.
From scratch. Okay.
So you got to put them upside down.
Right away, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Do I sprinkle more flour?
It looks like there's plenty.
You do. Okay. Now, try to
Be-
scoop up something
Be
this
brave.
size.
Yep, be brave.
Ah!
There you go. Both of them.
Out of the way.
Perfect.
So now the floured side is down.
Yes. So now you want to shape.
Some on here.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Danielle is shaping each loaf into a round. That's the first step of shaping.
I hope I'm building some dough strength. I'm creating tension by dragging it. And you can see the
Oh, it
top.
looks good, doesn't it, Danielle?
Yeah, I think it does.
I think
Whoa, that's a nice round.
I think the extra flour made a difference.
Definitely. Okay.
You can go ahead and do the other one if you want to.
Well, I do.
Okay.
We go. Okay. Well, we've done the first shaping. They're resting now for half an hour, and then we'll come back and show you the second shaping, and then the second shaping result will be put into bannetons. Stretch it out a little bit.
Looking good.
then,
I think you roll it. Yeah.
yeah, it's really holding together.
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it?
I don't know how I can roll it.
That's great. And then seam side up in the banneton.
Rice flour. I'm gonna need a little
Yep.
help.
Excellent. Then you can put it over by the other one. Wow, I think it looks beautiful. Can the camera see that?
Sort of, the chicken's in the way.
Okay,
Well,
well,
I have to.
I can't do anything about that.
I know.
Okay. Maybe you can use the okay, use your scissors then. There we go. Just like that.
Nice crust.
Yeah. So, how much you loves of bread?
But whatever Richard D.